Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. And you are taking a look at some scene video from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where police are now investigating after a mass shooting that claimed the lives of 3 people and left 7 others wounded. This as the search for at least one suspect continues. All of this happening in the early morning hours earlier today. The scene spanning almost an entire block. All of this developing overnight on the 1200 block of North Alden Street in West Philadelphia. Police say at least 100 people had gathered for a possible block party when gunshots rang out at around 2 a.m. this morning. 3 people in their 20s and 30s were struck. They were killed. Their identities at this hour have not yet been released. At least 7 other people were also injured in that shooting. Their conditions range from stable to serious, but their ages unknown at this time. Police did find several shell casings at the scene along with one weapon. No arrests have been made. Police say there might have been more than one gunman. At this hour, we have not heard about a police briefing or an update. As soon as we hear about one, we, of course, will let you know and bring it to you right here on Live Now from Fox. But again, you are taking a look at some scene video from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, after police are now investigating and searching for at least one suspect after 3 people were killed, 7 others wounded at a mass shooting at a possible block party.
Philadelphia police say about 100 people were attending some sort of block party early this morning when multiple shooters started firing. We are told innocent bystanders were among those injured. Besides a few scattered strands of police tape, life is mostly back to normal today along the block that was the scene of the city's latest mass shooting.
At this point, we know that at least 9 persons were shot. All of them appear to be males, and all appear to be adults.
Philadelphia police say of the 9 shot, 3 were killed. All of the victims are between the ages of 23 and 33. It happened shortly after 2 this morning on the 1200 block of North Alden Street in West Philadelphia.
There are a couple of tents that have been erected. So this is something that was planned, not necessarily a so-called pop-up party as happened in the past.
Police say investigators recovered between 25 to 30 shell casings scattered about half of the block, and at least one of the victims was shot at close range, indicating he was targeted.
It appears that there were multiple shooters. It's unclear at this time how many.
I'm disgusted, frustrated.
Pastor Carl Day has been working for more than a decade to help curb the city's gun violence.
We need to stop with the barbaric behavior, and just the ignorance. It's just sheer ignorance. It's a total, just neglect for human life.
Part of Day's mission is changing the culture, especially among young people. He's just one of many activists who are continually working to be part of the solution. And he says it starts with personal accountability.
If you have issues with people, first of all, it's better ways to handle your problems. Don't throw your life away, but also take the lives of other people and impact people.
Day says he plans to hold a meeting of the minds later this week so he and other community activists can figure out how they can reduce gun violence in our city. As for the mass shooting, police tell us they are still looking for suspects and a motive. Outside police headquarters in Spring Garden, I'm Brian Sheehan, NBC 10 News.
Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. You know who it is, who it should be. Formerly known as J Cass. Better known now as who? Trucker J, man. Let's get right into it. Parasites strike again. May I repeat? Parasites strike again. From the ages of 33 down to 23. 3 deceased. 1 shot close range, meaning he was targeted, like the news clip said. Then you got 2 others that's deceased. Total of 9 shot altogether, so 6 victims survived. West Philadelphia. I want to say it's kind of in the King Session area. I don't know too much about Philly, so Philly people correct me if I'm wrong. But one thing I do know about is I remember back in the day when we had block parties in the hood, it might be a scuffle or two. It might be 2 females getting it in over a dude. But it wasn't nobody that was shooting though. You get what I'm saying? And see, what people are not understanding is, parents, take accountability of your children, because these were 23-year-old men up to 33, but the 23-year-olds, I'm pretty sure, was probably still living at home under mommy's roof. Make it make sense, J Cass? Well, I'm gonna make it make sense. We are, let's say, within the past 6 years, or matter of fact, since Chief Keef came out. How's that song go? Something about I don't like or something like that. A fuck nigga, that's the man I don't like. Ever since Chief Keef and Chicago started with this drill culture, what you gotta understand, it's a trend. And when things are a trend, it's not gonna end until it fades out. Meaning, this whole grab a gun with the switch on it and just shoot everything in sight, that's what the trend is right now. You get what I'm saying? It's not going to change. So basically, what parents do, if you care about your children, you tell your children, look, right now, the dynamic, you can't go to no block parties, you can't go to no pop-up parties, you can't go nowhere with a large presence from 25 to 15, 14 without police or security supervision. You just can't. None of this, oh, yo, social media, you texting everybody, oh, come to the hood, we having a cookout, invite your peoples. Can't do that right now. The dynamic is too, I'm talking about in the hood. Now in the suburbs, you probably could do it, because 9 times out of 10, you know everybody that's coming to your home, because that's your home. But any block parties, any events outside where there's minimum security or cops around, don't let your kids attend. Tell them no. You can't go. I don't care how mad they get. Buy them a video game. You know, most of them be playing that PS5 or whatever it's called. Buy them a new game or something. Buy them some Jordans. You know, most black kids like sneakers. But tell them, right about now, you're under my roof, and to keep you safe and to preserve your life, you want to stay at home. You're not going to that block party. Real spill. Like if my daughters was into that, you know, my oldest, she's 26, she's grown. She has a boyfriend, and I would try my best to persuade them from going to any events that's all black, where there's young people their age, and there's no cops or no supervision. You just can't do it, man. Because this is the culture. It's the trend to grab a gun and shoot innocent people, take people's lives. These kids are demons, bro. Like, when I was coming up, just because I came up in a impoverished environment and in the streets, I still had God in my soul. I knew that taking another life was wrong, man. That I might burn in hell. They don't fear none of that. These is real demons we dealing with on earth, man. These is devils on earth to shoot at people, innocent people. Okay, they said one person was targeted, it was close up. Okay, bomb, you got your target, that should have been it. Now, what I'm thinking is, they shot them, so now they retaliated. The people that he was with retaliated and shot back. So there you have it, the carnage. So the best thing I can say for you youngsters that have parents, or parents that have 23-year-olds, 25, what have you, 21, 20, 19, 16, take accountability of your children and don't allow them to go to these parties. I don't care about, oh, well, I can't keep a leash on my kid. Well, guess what? If you want your kid to live and you know you in one of them environments, now I'm only talking for the people that live in those environments. Philly, Jersey, VA, Baltimore, New York, CT, Mass, Boston, anywhere, Cali, Georgia, everywhere, Memphis, wherever. If it's a hood environment and you know things can pop off like that, you tell your kids, you ain't going to that party, I'm sorry. Find something else to do, go to the mall, go shopping, because these kids are straight devils on earth, my man. And my ladies, like for real, like, I'm glad I'm out the way. I'm so far from any hood that these feet dwelled in, I ain't got to worry about none of my ops. Old ops, I'm older now, coming for me. That's what it's about. You get your family out the hood. You can't raise children in the hood, I'm sorry. And for that pastor, I salute what you're doing, pastor, but guess what? You're going to need more than just you and your whole army of team, because if it's the hood, that's just what it is. It's the culture. The culture is who got the biggest gun, who got a switch on the gun, how many clips you got, who, you know what I'm saying? How many ops have you shot? How many bodies you smoking on? How many graves you desecrate? How many funerals, weddings, baby showers, live events you shooting up? That's the culture, and it's not going to change no time soon. So the best thing to do is try to persuade your young teenagers or young men and women that's under your roof. Listen, you can't go to that. It's too dangerous. Go to the movies or something. I know it's lame and whack. Go bowling. Do something different. Because the culture now is to kill. And what's crazy about it is it's us killing us, man. Like I told you, when Jay Cass was outside, I was about the money. You already know I could go in the pocket and pull out. But I'm not going to keep doing that all the time. You know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to these youngsters, man. They growing up. They don't know what it is to knuckle up. Yo, look at this. Don't you see the difference in these knuckles? I broke this hand on somebody's head. Like, in a fight. Let me explain to you. Matter of fact, they said it started over a fight first. But then one of the cowards had to get a gun. Why can't you just take the L, or if you won, you leave and go home? Listen, man. In a fight, let me explain to y'all scary ass youngsters. You're gonna get hit, man. You're gonna get hit. It's all about, can you bounce back from the hit? Can you absorb it and go back to fight? You're gonna get hit in the fight, man. What are you so scared about? To put these up and put the guns down. I had a lot of fights in my life. I'm not gonna say I'm professional, but I'm not scared to shoot the 5. I'm not scared to give you a fade. I'd rather do that than be laying in a casket and having my family cry over me because we decided to shoot each other. But see, that's not the culture. The culture is grab your gun. Who gets to their gun first and how many ops you take out. That's the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. So my advice to any of you families or parents that care about your children, right? If you can, this field actually can remove you from the hood because you can move in all 50 states and get a job. Facts. Prime example. I'm not hustling no more. I'm not in the hood selling krills, dope mollies. You heard? None of that. I'm maintaining with trucking and I got my family out the hood. See, each one teach one. Both hands. Right? I mean left, right. You understand? Wash Both hands wash the face. You heard? Each one teach one, you know? I'm just trying to help somebody. Even if one person does what I advise them to do, is remove your children from a toxic environment, you'll see the good results. One hand washes the other, both hands wash the face, man. Somebody got to be an example for you, and you see what I'm doing, and you see how I'm maintaining, man. It's a shame. Like the ancestors, they done spent so much in their grave and in their spirits, they can't spend no damn more, man. I know Martin Luther King was like, if I knew these Negroes was going to grow up to do this to each other, I'd have never took them stones and German shepherds and water hoses and beatings just for equal rights, man, and on American soil. I know they like, back was itching. I know they like, we did all this marching. We shall overcome. Just for you to pull a gun and kill your own kind? Make it make sense, man. And no, I don't want to hear, yo, OG, for you trolls. Y'all can eat, y'all know y'all can eat 25 in a box. Like, pause. Match my life before you talk about me. Let's get back to it. You know, sometimes it makes me speechless, man. You really have ops out here that don't want to give you no opportunity, that don't want you here. They want you to go back to Africa, so they say, where we came from, originated from. They, Republicans, they don't want you to have fair rights and equal rights. But you killing each other. You doing exactly. I know they be sitting back like Becky. He'd be like, hey, Becky, do you see how these little niggas is just killing each other? Remember, Becky, when you used to watch me get dressed, Becky, and I would throw on that white sheet with the holes in it, Becky, and I would go burn down their houses and hang them from trees and shoot them and burn them, Becky? Well, guess what now, Becky? We done got them all to turn on each other, Becky. Make it make sense, man. And I don't want to hear that, yo, J. Cash, you understand. My existence, when I first went to school, first fight, first everything. When I looked around me in the 80s, 70s and 80s, the crack epidemic touched down. I seen red, yellow, and blue tops on the ground, people ODing, zombies walking around my project, 527, which is Mulford Gardens, Yonkers, New York, and I was building 8 at the top. Seen it all. Come out your door, there's piss on the floor. You gotta take your shoes off before you enter your apartment. Everybody had roaches. And I seen rats in the hallway. Everybody had roaches because they crawled through the pipes. They just, some apartments had more and some had less. We just happened to have less because my mom used to put that white stuff out. I think it's boric acid. She had that everywhere, so it was a minimum of roaches in our apartment. But coming from that, having to go to school and looking at syringes with brown blood in it, and knew at an early age not to touch that because you could catch AIDS or whatever, some kind of blood disease, tuberculosis, whatever. Knowing that at an early age. Look at my psyche. I have to go through all that just to go to school. So I'm proud to say that none of my children endured what I did. I can't speak for my 2 sons that's outside of my home because I was young when I had them. 17 with one, 19 with the other, and their moms was in control. So I don't know what they endured, but I know the 4 that's at home, they've been living good. They ain't have to worry about none of this type of stuff. So you can't say, well, J. Cash, you don't understand. You're not from the hood. Man, I'm from the worst of the worst. The projects is the worst of the worst. Then you'll have a city block. Then you'll have a raggedy apartment building or something like that. But the projects is the world within the world. And I come from it when the crack epidemic first touched down. So you can imagine what I seen and what I've been through. I was a runner for the OGs, get new sneakers, all that. I've been through it all. Moved to CT from Yonkers and been in multiple different towns, multiple different hoods, multiple different attitudes and people. So I come from it so I can sit here and be validated and credited to speak about the nonsense that you're doing to each other in these hood environments, man. And it don't seem like it's going to change. So for the parents, my advice, take accountability for your children that's under your roof. Don't let them attend these pop-up block parties, park events, whatever, unless they got heavy security there. Just don't do it. Or your kid might be the one to lose his life or get hit by them bullets. It's a shame. And it's in every black environment, like every hood. It's just crazy, man. And that's why I got out the way. I'm far out the way and I'm going to stay out the way. Y'all have a lovely day. Prayers for Philly. Prayers for any hood. Prayers for you young knuckleheads, man. I'm gone.